twice as much stuff.
All rise. Court is back in session.
Michael Armstrong. Yes, sir. Come on up. Right over here. All right, this is 24 CF 297. Michael Anthony Armstrong. You're charged with 2 counts of failure to register or file your change of vehicle on a sex offender charge. Is there an offer for him?
Yes, Your Honor. You know, those are failure to register as a sex offender, and obviously they score prison time automatically. In this case, Mr. Armstrong scores 54 months. However, my offer would be for 2 years community control. It would be a downward departure.
If you want to accept that plea, it's a 2-year community control, which is a probation sort of a. Otherwise, if you that's just a plea offer. You don't have to accept it. You have the right to an attorney. You have the right to remain silent. She's saying you're looking at how many years in prison?
54 months.
54 months. If ultimately, if you go to trial and lose. So, I mean, you don't have to
No, I don't wanna
make
take
a
it.
decision. Pardon?
No, sir.
Pardon?
I don't want to accept it.
Okay, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you
All righty.
and set him for April 22nd.
Thank you, Judge.
You asked for a jury trial?
Yes, Your Honor. Give me a call.
All right,
All right,
thank you. Next case, Ricky Otis Booker.
Your Honor, I filed a written plea of not guilty for Mr. Booker. He's in custody.
All right. April 22nd for him.
Thank you. Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Sean Lamar Cobb. This is 24 CF 275, 1 count of a sex offender violation, failure to report change to address or vehicle, I guess.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Mr. Sean Cobb. We're going to enter in plea of not guilty this afternoon. We've been working on negotiations, and we'll be diving into the case to see if we can get it resolved.
April 22nd. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
Give me a call. Do you need a card?
Zachary Paul Dearman, 24 CF 266.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Zachary Dearman. Your Honor, I believe the state has an announcement on this case.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Dearman failed to register a vehicle that actually belonged to a roommate of his, and he was charged with failure to register a sex offender. However, almost immediately, he went and complied with the registration requirements, so the state is going to dismiss the charges against him at this time.
State wants to dismiss the charges. You have any objection to that?
Of course not, Judge.
All right.
Thank you,
Charges
Judge.
dismissed. Thank you.
Good luck.
24 CF 217, Timothy Shane Fowler.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Mr. Fowler.
Charged with drug possession without a prescription and narcotic equipment possession.
We've reached an agreement, if I may approach.
All right. This is 24 CF 217, State of Florida versus Timothy Shane Fowler. Mr. Fowler, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for us, of course, the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
What you got in your mouth, chewing gum?
Yes, sir.
Put that in Mr. Gibbs's hand. Did you read and sign his plea and sentencing agreement form?
Yes, sir.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea? Where the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Are you aware of the rights? you're-
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
And the state's going to drop count 1, possession of a controlled substance.
Yes, Your Honor, in exchange for a plea.
Is anyone, are you happy with the work Mr. Gibbs has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Adjudicates you guilty of a misdemeanor, possession of paraphernalia. Sentence you to $50 cost of prosecution, $220 court costs, $100 PD fee, all due within 180 days, plus sentences you to credit for time served, county jail. Adjudicated guilty.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Judges are. Sydney Hensley.
Judge, I'm showing that as Ms. Flowers' case. We withdrew for conflict.
She should be
Okay.
in jail, right? Yeah.
April 22nd. Travis Kelly. 24 CF 302. Mr. Kelly, you're here on charge of domestic battery by strangulation.
Judge, I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty on his behalf, request 15 days for any pre-arraignment motions, and demand trial by jury.
Okay, April 22nd.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Kenneth Martin, 24 CF 303.
I'll come out and talk with you, sir. All right, Judge, you call Mr. Martin,
Oh, yes,
self-represented in that.
Kenneth Martin.
Mr. Martin? Judge, he's self-represented, he's pro se at this time. He does not appear to answer the call of the court.
The state would ask for a CAPE, yes, Your Honor.
he's
He's charged
no-
with cruelty towards child, abuse of child.
Do you have a
Abuse.
bond at first appearance or something? How much was his bond? $3,500? No bond, capious. Harry James Maston.
I believe it's pronounced Masney, Judge. Sir, if you come on up. Judge, we have this case worked out.
This is 24 CF 268. Harry James Mastonin. Failure to register on a sex offender violation.
Yes.
This is State of Florida versus Harry James Maston, 24 CF 268. Mr. Maston, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this course is the truth, so help you God.
What do you say?
You swear to tell the truth, so help you God.
Do you swear to tell the truth, so help you
Yes,
God?
sir, I do.
All right, you want to enter a no contest plea to failure to register on a sex offender registration,
Yeah.
a third-degree felony? You want to? You want to enter a no contest plea on that charge?
Do you want to take the plea agreement that I
Yes.
discussed with you?
Yes.
Are you aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
And remember, we talked about that you'd be waiving your trial
Okay,
rights?
right.
Am I speaking Chinese or something? I
No,
mean,
Judge, I
what-
think
why
you
are
just
you?
can't hear.
Why are you?
I can't
Well, I mean,
hear it.
I'm talking as loud as this.
Yeah, I know, I apologize for that. It's my hearing.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
Has anybody forced you to do this?
No?
Are you happy with the work Mr. Williams has done for you on your case?
Yes, sir.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge you guilty, sentence you to time served.
Costs and fees, Judge.
Costs and fees and cost and PD fees and adjudicated guilty.
Thank you,
Okay?
Judge.
Thank you.
All right, sir. You're free to go, and that's your copy. You can keep that, okay?
Okay. Do I pay anything, or what do I got to do now?
I'd go to the clerk's office and make arrangements to pay this court costs.
Okay, where's
First floor?
fourth floor?
Yes, sir.
Up that way? Okay.
Yes, sir. Oh, they've got to print you first, sir, sorry.
John Stephen Smith. This is 24 CF 258. Mr. Smith, you are charged with DUI or drugs, fourth or subsequent offense, driving permanently revoked driver's license, refusal to submit to a DUI test after license suspension. You want a public defender to represent you on this?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Rivers already, okay, you got an attorney. Plead him not guilty, ask for jury trial,
Yes, Your Honor.
April
Your Honor.
22nd. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Robert Luis Salas.
I send it to you. I have to download.
It's 24 CF 301. So represented by PD, Ms. Rivers. This is arraignment. Mr. Salas, you're charged with burglary of an unoccupied structure and petty theft of more than $100 but less than $750.
Your Honor, we're going to enter a not guilty plea and request trial by jury.
Okay. April 22nd. Next case is Crystal Renee Watts, 24 CF 308.
Your Honor, the state has made an offer on this case to plea to count 2, possession of paraphernalia for adjudication of guilt, $270 in court cost, $50 cost of prosecution, $100 public defender fee.
And what about count 1?
State would null pros count 1.
That's correct, Your Honor.
So she's entering a plea to a misdemeanor.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And what was the sentence?
Credit time served in court cost, $270 plus $50 plus $100.
Ms. Watts, would you raise your right hand and be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for this court is true, so help you God.
Yes.
You want to enter a no contest plea to a misdemeanor charge, possession of narcotic equipment. The state's going to dismiss the felony.
That's correct, sir.
You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, sir.
Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers done for you on your
I'm
case?
ecstatic. Yes, sir.
Oh, a lot of good compliments lately, Ms. Rivers.
She's a good woman.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. The sentence you to time served county jail. Court costs $270. PD app fee of $50. Cost of defense $100.
Sir.
Is that right? Okay.
Thank you very much.
Was it adjudication or
Yes,
withheld?
adjudication.
Adjudicated guilty. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Your Honor, the next 2 that are on the docket, I am working on, well, one of them has already pled, I believe, and I'm working on plea agreement for the other. So we did number 14 this morning, and I'm working on a plea agreement for, well, it's my number 15, Stephen Wonker.
Okay. Tristan Stewart.
And if they brought him over, Your Honor, I am ready to address him. Your Honor, I would tender a not guilty plea, request trial by jury for Mr. Stewart,
All right.
and request he be put on the 422 docket with his other cases.
Okay. Now we have Jared Skiles next.
Judge, I also have Ms. Ellis from this morning's docket. She wasn't transported this morning.
Okay.
Your Honor, Tim Gibbs on behalf of Kelly Ellis. Judge, this is 22 CF 1842. Your Honor, I placed her on the docket this morning for a status conference. She was arrested on a failure to appear warrant that this court issued on February 26 for pretrial conferences. I believe she was actually trying to take her son to the hospital. He actually has a medical condition that required him some emergency care that day. I do have a note from the Children's Hospital in Pensacola that she was there that day. I would do an ore tennis motion to reinstate her bond so that she can bond out. We are also otherwise pushing this case to trial. We were going to potentially do that this cycle. Unfortunately, she wasn't able to make it to pretrial. Before we could try to recall the warrant, she was arrested.
State?
Yeah, I just want to mention to the court that this is a 2022 case. It's very old. Depositions have taken place. There is no reason why it's been continued so many times. In the interest of judicial economy and justice, I've offered a misdemeanor that will let her out with no probation to follow.
Let me see the note. And she was supposed to be here when?
The 26th, Judge.
It says that this person is able to return to school. What does that mean? Why? What does it have to do with her
I
not
have a
showing up
larger
for
version,
court?
Judge, that I think I can pull up.
A what version?
A larger version that I can pull up on my laptop,
I can
Judge.
read it.
Okay. So Judge, Liam Feltner is her son. He's 6.5 years old, or almost 7 years old. He'll be 7 this year. He has a medical condition that he had to have emergency medical services on Monday. She took him to the Sacred Heart Hospital in Pensacola. And after he was released, the doctor's note says that he was able to return on 2/27 before we could try to recall the KPS Miss Ellis was picked up.
When was he taken? When was he taken to the hospital?
The 26th, Judge, that day.
And he was allowed to go home that same day?
The next day, Judge.
What was the medical? Well, I don't want to get into that, but did she call you to tell you that she's not going to be in court?
She did, Judge. But it was later. I think she was dealing with the medical crisis that was happening.
What's her
at the time.
charge?
Her charge is battery in the jail, Judge. The allegations include that while she was being booked and during medical checks at the jail, she allegedly had flung a cup of urine at one of the nurses.
Where's the child at now?
With a babysitter. He has hemophilia A, and he gets IV infusions if he gets such as a bruise. He's still. I'm still trying to continue his medical care. It's very rare. The hospitals around here, except for Pensacola, do not even have the blood product because it's $20,000.
All right, I'll reinstate the bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
But you better show up for court, and they've offered you a misdemeanor, no time served, so you want to consider that.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You might end up in jail if you pick up a conviction.
I think otherwise we're just tracking it on the pretrial docket for 422.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that concludes my business today, Judge, if I may be excused.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mine as well, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I have 2 cases left.
Okay.
One would be Wendy Williams. She's in custody.
How come I don't have these people on my docket?
Your Honor, she was on the docket this morning, and I asked to have her brought back.
Oh.
Because we've reached an agreement.
Okay.
If I may approach.
Here, Jay, this was part of what you gave me earlier. I think it was just stuck to it.
This is 24 CF 531, State of Florida versus Wendy Jean Williams. Ms. Williams, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give for us, of course, the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
You want to, in 23 CF 1528 and 23, does that say CT? Or
It does, Your Honor. It was.
Is that a traffic offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
You want to admit in those two cases you violated probation. And in 24 CF 312, now here you were getting all these good compliments.
I don't know why I printed so small.
And you got this plea form, I mean, it's microscopic. Last time you were writing in Chinese, now you give me a microscopic plea thing. With even my glasses that magnify, I can barely read it. So in 24 CF 531, she, is that a plea to count possession of a controlled substance, third-degree felony, and a misdemeanor, possession of drug paraphernalia? She's entered a plea to those too, right?
Yes, Your Honor. And that
And
my
in 24 CF 312,
would be aggravated assault.
aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, a third-degree felony, and felony battery, a third-degree felony, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Williams, you got really good vision.
Yes, sir.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form?
Got it. She's got to sign it.
I gotta sign it, but yes, sir, I read it.
All right. You aware of the rights you're waiving by entering this plea? Anyone force you or threaten you to enter this plea?
No, sir.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No, sir.
Right there.
Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers has done for you on your case?
Uh-huh.
It says leave, it says you're. Sorry. I'll look at that again, Ms. Rivers. I didn't see this bottom part.
Yep. Your Honor, there's one addition that she did make, the state did make, and she's just reviewing that.
Diego is not gonna make it.
We've talked about it before, though.
I
you know.
didn't know it was gonna be like no contact.
All right, you want to bring her back on
No,
March
no, no, no,
7th?
no, sir, it's fine. It's fine.
You don't have to, you got a question you want to do it, we bring you back next
no,
week or
it's fine.
couple of weeks.
And you're right, you are supposed to sign there. You haven't-
All right, the court finds the plea is freely, after you've discussed this, whatever amendment it was with Ms. Rivers, you still want to enter this plea? Okay, anyone force you or threaten you to enter it? You happy with the work Ms. Rivers done for you on your case? Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it in 23 CF 1528. Court's going to reinstate and extend by 2 years probation, successfully complete Keaton bars to bed, no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, may complete DUI terms from 23 CT 2224 on this probation. $100 cost of prosecution, $150 PD fee, waive cost supervision. And count 2, you're sentenced to time served in Okaloosa County Jail. And 23 CT 2224, court's going to reinstate probation, complete original terms, $50 cost of prosecution, $50 PD fee, waive cost of supervision. And 24 CF 531, 5 years of standard probation concurrent,
With all cases, Your Honor.
all cases, waive cost supervision, Keaton bars to bed, no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, random UAs for 4 months. After release, complete 1 AA or 1 NA meeting per week, can complete DUI terms during this probation. 515, court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, $100 PD fee.
And Your Honor, it would be, for the first 4 months upon release from Keaton, that she has to do 1 AA or NA per week.
All right. From release from Keaton, for the first 4 months, you do 1 AA or 1 NA a week. 24 CF 312, 5-year standard probation, not to possess or consume alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription. Waive cost supervision. 767 court costs, $100 cost of prosecution, $100 PD fee, bars to bed Keaton. Successfully complete the program, 1 AA or 1 NA per week for the first months after completion of Keaton. May complete DUI terms during the course of this probation. Probation is concurrent with all other probations. Credit for time, on count 2, you're sentenced to credit for time served. No contact with Kenneth Nagel unless Mr. Nagel gives written consent to probation office. Adjudicated guilty in all counts, all cases that she pled to.
Your Honor, it has been confirmed that the defendant has been accepted into Keaton.
Yes.
Okay,
And I will-
right. Yeah. That is 24 CF 319, Stephen Wonker. Okay, Mr. Walker, would you please raise your right hand to be sworn? You swear the testimony you give before this court is true, so help you God.
I do.
You want to enter a no contest plea to failure to report change in vehicles, a registration, a third-degree felony? Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you read and sign this plea and sentencing agreement form? You understand the rights you're waiving by entering this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Has anyone forced you or threatened you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you under the influence of any medication or drugs that prevent you from knowing what you're doing here today?
No.
Are you happy with the work Ms. Rivers has done for you on your case?
Very happy.
Court finds the plea is freely and voluntarily entered. Court accepts it. Judge guilty. Sentenced to credit for time served. $415 court costs. $100 cost of prosecution. $150 PD fee. Okay? Thank you.
Sorry, Judge. I apologize.
Heart attack over there. I thought someone. Sorry. That was a helicopter instead of a plane. All right, now who we got? Is it Skiles next? Jared Skiles, 2018 CF 3045.
Waiting on ASA Chandler. She's in a Zoom hearing next door.
I'm gonna, does the court need to take a recess, Your Honor, or not?
You have any idea how long she's going to be?
No, I can go cover for her right now, and she can come in here. That's all I was asking for. I can cover the hearing she's doing.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, if she wouldn't mind, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, I'll go get it. I'll go there, and she'll be right here.
Miss, listen, let me show you something here.
Check out the soaps, bath bombs, and other bath and body products, all made by hand with natural ingredients at Hub City Soapery. Visit us at 1092 North Verdon Boulevard in Crestview or shop online at hubcitysoapery.com. Hub City Soapery.
This is Tiffany Woodham, State Farm's newest agent in Crestview. I'd like to personally invite you to stop by my office for a no-cost policy review. Let me help you start saving today. Call in, walk in, or click in at yourcrestviewagent.com.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again.
2018 CF 3045 for sentencing. He entered a plea to the lesser included offense of second-degree murder, a first-degree felony, count 1, count 2, grand theft auto, and count 3, resisting officer without violence. There is a minimum sentence requirement of 253.5 months or 21.13 years, correct, Ms. Sandler?
That's correct, Your Honor.
Maximum of life at Department of Corrections on count 1. And he pled to a lesser included offense of second-degree murder, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And has the victims been contacted, the victim's family been contacted on this case?
Yes, Your Honor, I've been in contact with the victim's father and her.
And do they, apparently they're not,
To read to the court, but
pardon?
they're in agreement with the guideline sentence.
And apparently they're not here. They were noticed to be here if they wanted to be here.
Yes, Your Honor, they both live in Pennsylvania.
And were unable, were decided not to be here, or something prevented them from being here?
Their health problems, Your Honor.
So they waived their presence to be here?
Yes, Your
And they have been informed of what the state's recommended sentence?
Honor. Absolutely, Your Honor.
They have no objection to that?
No objection. They would like me to read a statement.
All right, go ahead.
Your Honor, Dan Ott, victim Ms. Lemo's father, understands that the defendant is getting guidelines and is in agreement with that over trial, but he wanted me to let the court know and be aware of how gruesome this crime was, and that he believes that Mr. Skiles deserves the death penalty. He does understand that the state didn't charge it that way. He understands the plea, he understands the guidelines. On behalf of Charlene Long, who is Ms. Lemo's aunt and the woman who raised her, she is disappointed that she has lost her family, and also disappointed that Mr. Skiles' family is losing him, to understand that this is what drugs have done to this country. She hopes that Mr. Skiles uses his time to reflect and become a better person. And those are the statements from the victim.
All right, anything from the state?
No, Your Honor.
And what about Ms. Merrifield or Mr. Flaherty? Anything? All right, court, Mr. Skiles, the court judges you guilty, if I haven't already. And on count 1, on a second-degree murder pursuant to agreement from the state and victims not having any objection to the plea agreement, the court is going to sentence you to 21.13 years, Department of Corrections, on count 1, and that's with credit for time served, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
And count 2, grand theft auto, I believe that the agreement was 5 years, Department of Corrections concurrent,
Yes, 60 months, Your Honor.
60 months with credit for time served on that. And resisting an officer without violence, was that a third-degree felony also, or a first-degree misdemeanor?
That's a first-degree misdemeanor, will be 11.
11 sentences you to 11.29 Okaloosa County Jail with credit for time served, concurrent. And standard court costs, I guess. Anything else? No probation?
We'd ask that court costs go to judgment, Your Honor.
All right, court costs of judgment. And how many years or months have you got in so far?
Something like 5.2.
5.2? Okay, well, all I can recommend is when you're there, I mean, you're not going to, I don't know how old you are, but you look relatively young to me. You're
52, sir.
52, probably still be in your 50s when you get out, or less. I mean, with gain time and credit for time served. So you get some education or do counseling or something down there, and when you get out, just, I don't know what, I don't remember what caused this, but just, well, good luck to you. Thank you.
Your Honor, the state would just ask on the judgment the court reflect the years and months for the Department of Corrections.
200, you're sentenced to 253.5 months.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay? That's the same as 21.13, I believe. Okay?
Thank
All
you,
right.
Judge.
Thank you.
Okay,
Here's your paperwork back.
thanks, Judge.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And that's all I have today, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That's not all I have. I'm duty judge. I still got stuff to do.